being around authority figures is going to help you change your beliefs. You should make sure you're around the right authority figures, because there's authorities, like cult leaders who will tell you anything.
Right.
But look at cults around the world, right? And there's cults producing documentaries and stuff that there's a cult that make people believe something and then say, right, we're all going to do a mass suicide thing now and kill ourselves, and people will go along with it. Because it's just because they believe something that motivates your action to the point of death. That's why authority is the first way to change your mindset around something. You will change your actions automatically based on the beliefs you hold. The second one, the I, is intensity. An intense traumatic emotional experience can reprogram your beliefs in seconds. This is what happened to me when I went back to the UK. So an event like a family member being ill and my business falling apart, everything I worked for a year, then triggered me to instantaneously go, oh no, I no longer believe I should do everything myself. Now I believe I cannot do everything myself. And then it was effortless for me. My new obsession became outsourcing, systemizing, and hiring people. It was effortless for me because it was no longer, I believed that was the best thing for me. Your brain ultimately will take action on the thing it believes is the best for its survival. So, it doesn't take years and years to reprogram your mind. It can take an instantaneous traumatic event. Like, take the person that grows up loving motorbikes and they're obsessed with motorbikes, and then they have one really bad crash and they wake up 8 hours later in intensive care and they go, I'm never going near a motorbike ever again. Your brain literally rewired itself within hours. For you, and there's no like, oh, I'm going to try not to go on a bike anymore, like you try to give up smoking. Or some people, they'll try to give up smoking, but they're not doing it through any of these methods, they're just trying to on willpower, which willpower doesn't work. But then you have, happened to my stepfather, he had a heart attack, and the doctor basically told him, hey, if you keep smoking, by the way, like, you're going to die next time. He never had a single craving for a cigarette after that ever again. So everyone tells it takes months or weeks to change your beliefs. It can take a single instant of one thing that hits you in emotions. Again, when your brain believes it, okay, his brain was then, okay, the doctor, the authority figure, mixed with an emotional, intense experience means I'm never going to smoke ever again. Your brain tells you, you ain't smoking, deal done. And you go, okay, no cravings, right? And the third way is repetition, right? And that's lower intensity, but repetition of doing something enough times, which as trainers you all get reps, right? Do the reps. Simple as that. And so when you get a combination of those, if you want to change your belief pattern on anything, if you find something that you want, but you realize that you're actually not doing, something you say you prefer to happen in life, like systemizing a business or taking more time off, but then you realize you're not actually doing it every day, or the opposite, something that you say you want to stop doing, like with your clients, like, I want to stop eating the chocolate cake or the wine, but I'm not, I'm still doing it. If you identify any of those areas in your life, which is the only thing sticking you with this level of business, we say we want to go to the next level. What it really means is changing a mindset so I can take different actions. I can do more of the actions that I know are going to get me there, or stop doing the actions that are keeping me from there. That's it. And so when you identify that belief pattern, and then you challenge it every day with authority, intensity, and repetition, the faster you do those things, the quicker the belief is going to change, and then your actions will change effortlessly. So again, when I came back to Cyprus and kicked things up, I became an outsourcing machine, even knowing that if I outsource it, people won't do the job half as well as me. But my belief was, well, I can't have it rely on me, because what if something happens to my family again? Some of you know this, some of you maybe if you go through, like, if when I got the news that I was going to have a son, that changes things instantly as well. All my goals, and I've read my vision statements, and all my goals were like, I'm going to drive a Lamborghini, and I want 15 houses, and I want this, and I want that. The minute I found out I'm going to be a father, if I then wrote my goals out again, it includes none of that stuff. My only goal was I want to contribute to put enough money aside for my son, and I want to leave the world in a better place for his generation. In a minute. Minute before, I couldn't give a fuck about next generation. Right? I wouldn't give a shit. Put money aside for my family, like, let them sort themselves out, right? No way. The minute I found out, though, it's like, everything I wanted for 8 years or whatever is just gone. Beliefs changed, gone. And so it's crazy how beliefs can change that much, and you go out there with a whole different perspective and you take different actions. So that's you're going to hear a lot through today. The mindset really is the biggest thing of all this, because a lot of the information, the tools and systems we can give you, but if you don't walk out here with a mindset shift or intention to develop that shift over the next few days and weeks, you're going to be in the same place and not do anything with what you've got. And you can be sitting on top of a gold mine for years and years and years, and it'll really hit you when you finally make that shift in, say, 5 years from now, and you go, fuck, if I'd done what those guys said 5 years ago, I could have been making billions by now. That's just, I did the same thing. I sat on information and stuff for so long because I just didn't believe in myself enough to do it. Now at this point, cut that story short, I invest in different gyms, and I run and co-run different gyms in about 7 locations around the UK and Europe. Me and James just launched a wellness hub, like a licensed franchise program we'll talk more about later. We're at a point now where we're involved in gyms who are like now hiring other trainers that I haven't even met. And I'm like, oh cool, yeah, you believe in them, cool. So you take that from the previous of the idea of a trainer working with my clients to now we have employees being hired that I haven't even met. And you just think all there was in that was a perspective mindset shift. That's all. It took me, 6-7 years to get to that point, but it doesn't have to take you that long. It'll take as long as you choose for it to, really, right? And so, having said that, you will learn that you can make things happen as fast as you want to. It's just the business can only grow to the size of the consciousness of its owner. And what you believe about the world to be true is going to lead to your actions and make it true for you. So at the same time, you can do it faster than you think you can. Like James, 1 year in business and got 2 profitable facilities. But at the same time, things do take patience and perspective just as much as well. And if it takes you 10 years, you'll learn some lessons in 10 years. And what you'll really, as James was saying as well, is the faster you grow or the faster you want to grow, you're basically going to get hit by the next 5 years of lessons in 1 year. So the faster rate of growth, let's say, think of like weightlifting, right? If you want to build your muscles fast and you smash at the gym, you're going to get a lot more soreness and growth symptoms than the person that wants to do it over 5 years. So if you all want fast growth, which I assume you all do here today, you better get ready to roll with the punches, because they're going to come at you. The faster, more intensive you want to rally that car around, the more potential bumps are on the way. And again, you look like a little bump in the road. This is an important lesson in perspective. Think of like a little road bump, right? If you're driving a car 20 miles an hour and you go over that bump, you barely feel it, right? If you're cruising down 120 miles an hour and you hit that same bump, what happens?
Flip.
Blow the tires of the engine. But here's the thing, the obstacle, the challenge, the bump was the same. It was just a little lump in the road. When you're a business and the velocity that car moves is very similar to how the velocity of business grows at. So when your business grows at such a rapid pace, the same little challenge will hit you a lot harder, or it will feel a lot harder to you. Same way, like if you're growing by 1 client a week and you decide you want to take on a staff member, it's a lot easier, smoother to find someone, train them, enroll them, get to know our 10, 20 clients. If you've got 100 clients a month pouring in your doors from your Facebook ads and then you want to hire someone, it's a lot fucking harder, right? Because so much more can go wrong and you have to do things much faster. And so the process of just hiring a person can be as bumpy or not bumpy depending on how fast you're intending to grow. But if you get that perspective that the road bump is just the same road bump for every other trainer in the world, and it's just your speed you go at it. So the faster you want to go, it's fine. I don't tell you you should go at a certain rate, but the faster you want to go at something, be prepared to learn the lessons faster along the way. And that's where emotional resilience really
I've just go, mate, you just go, breathe. I'm glad this has happened. What are you going to be glad it's happened? Then I know when it works out, like, yeah, I didn't have to flap about that. Honestly, I can't. I just absorb the punches now to go for it. And you go through. I think you go through that much stuff you just become resilient to anything. It starts to not phase you at all when something doesn't go right, because you know there's always a solution.
Well, who here does like any kind of boxing or martial arts, right? Like anyone who's done some? So before you do it, like you're scared you're getting punched in the face. Then suddenly you start getting punched in the face for a sport, and you shake hands with the guy after. And people are like, how do you get punched in the mouth and not flinch? And you're just like, I don't know, you just do it. Like same way you'll crank out a leg session and get major muscle soreness the next day, or you get calluses on your hands from deadlifting, or you strum a guitar and get bleeding fingers, or anything. It's painful to you the first day you do it, but the more you do it, then your body just adjusts with repetition, and you believe more and more, this is fine, I'm still alive. It's not threatening your survival, which is the only thing your brain actually cares about. So for the last year, like you've probably been through, not everything, but you've been through probably 50% of the major things that could go wrong, which would take other people literally 4 or 5 years, who are more people that don't have as much drive as you, would take things a bit more reserved and would absorb a lot over a longer time. And it's interesting, we've got to remember today as well, but we're in an age now where, because of things like Facebook ads and technology like this, which Mike will go into really well, and Mike's running Facebook ads for gyms all over the place. Because of technology like Facebook ads and like quick, we can grab a customer, get on the phone and make a sale within an hour now. This wasn't possible like 20 years ago for us. So we're in an age where you have access to technology. The level of growth via technology has grown faster than most business owners' consciousnesses or emotional resilience can build to go along with it. And that's why we're working with things like Facebook ads or high-level advertising, direct instant response advertising. It's like playing with a firecracker, and if you're not really mature or emotionally resilient enough to handle that toy, it's going to crush you. And this has happened to so many fitness pros, where like, I want 100 leads a day. Guys like Mike are like, okay, are you sure? Yeah. Okay, here's your 100 leads, and then they're like, oh my god, I called up 5 people and I'm overwhelmed, and I haven't got anyone else to get on the phone, They haven't got a salesperson, or they sign up 20 clients for a challenge and they can't onboard those clients, and everything falls to shit on the back end, right? Because no one's prepared for like, okay, if you've got 100 clients, what are you going to do with 100 clients? How are you going to serve them effectively? And when it comes to scaling, you've got to stop thinking scale means scale your ads budget or scale your size. The only element of scale that's real, scaling actually means, how much can we share our service with people while maintaining the same level of high quality that made us popular to begin with. So you might have like $1 billion investment given to you, but you can't scale more than $20 a day on Facebook ads if that's the amount of leads you can actually intake and serve at the highest level. And that's where people go wrong, because we've got cheap ads and people think I'll just scale my ad spend, but it'll actually crush the business if you can't keep the same level of service. And after a certain point, you get to where, to keep that level of service up, you have to take on more people, to do more sales calls, to do more coaching, to do more admin stuff. And the biggest mistake I see with systemizing, as we'll go into as well, is people look at structure but not at culture. And people put the structure before the culture. Structure being the systems, the checklists, the techniques, culture being the mindset and attitudes and competency of the people on your team running those systems. You can put systems in, we can put systems overnight for you. You want an automated Facebook ad system? Boom. A few clicks for Mike to do. You want an onboarding checklist? Boom, here you go. You want a sales script system? Boom, there you go, right? Systems can plug in overnight. They're all available to us now. But what hasn't caught up with that rate is the culture. I can give you a checklist to my clients get a whole checklist of how to attract, how to interview, how to choose the right trainer in a day. Right, but does that mean just because someone's really good at a workout and has a good personality, does that mean they're going to be able to handle 30 of your clients tomorrow? And are they going to know the beliefs that your business stands for? Are they going to be able to carry your essence of personality into it? No, that's going to take 90 days, minimum. And so you can put structure in place, but if the culture isn't there, another big mistake Fitpros make is like, I've got a trainer in place now, I've got a checklist for them, I'm going to take a week off now. Right? And that's a problem because they still need time to get used to the culture of being there. So, you know, I always tell people, if you're going to outsource like 10 hours a day of your work, right, the first thing we'll go into when you outsource people is, what are you going to do in that time off that you get now? If you're going to pay a trainer 10 hours a week to come in and take over your sessions, what are you planning on doing in that 10 hours? And most people don't even know that. They're like, I was speaking to a trainer the other day, and he was like, well, I'm going to spend time on my Facebook ads, I'll make a podcast, and I was like, you failed the test, right? What you're going to do when you free up 10 hours on a new hire, a new recruit, what you're going to do is spend 20 hours a week training them. And they're like, oh, but I thought outsourcing was like freedom. And it's like, no, having good, competent people is freedom. If you're going to have a guy doing 10 hours for you, you're going to spend the same 10 hours in the sessions having them shadow you or you shadow them. And you're going to spend another hour a day after the session doing culture work with them, teaching them, here's why we did do things this way, here's why we did it like that, and teaching them all about your business and what you want from the role. Not on just a structure workout level, but on a client experience, core values, what we expect of you as a human being in this business level. So when you outsource 10 hours of coaching, the first thing you do for a month is spend 20 hours training that and mentoring that person. Then you can take a step back and take the 10 hours free. You know, if you think you can just hire someone in and then run off and do podcasts, it's like you've got a major problem, right? So it's even looking at knowing the next step of what you're going to do when you bring in that time, putting culture before structure. So yeah, there's a lot of principles and things to go over, but like I said, I'm at that point now, we're running multiple locations, you know, we're launching like licenses and bringing out new services for pros. And it's just a matter of perspective. Like 5 years ago, if you said I'd be doing any of this, I wouldn't have believed you. And all of you in this room in 5 years from now, you'll be, maybe a year from now, you'll be doing things that you wouldn't have believed at this point today, right? And so that's the first belief I'd like you guys to adopt, is that, you know, a year from now, you probably won't recognize your life anymore. And so, you know, I want to say you want to have a strong intention of where you're going, and then fall in love with the process of getting there. And it really will be the process of getting there. When you hit a high level in business, it's not the things you achieve that really make you fulfilled, it's who you became to get there. And I look back now and, you know, yeah, there's all these gyms, make loads of money and profit dividends and all these kind of things. But again, after you kind of make a six-figure salary, you'll probably never set another financial goal ever again. You know, if you make 8-10 grand a month personal salary from the company, not revenue, but that's the salary you actually get from the company. It is, you know, maybe a bit more in certain states of America where things are more expensive, but you know, you're making 10, 15, 20K a month net salary. There's, you know, most people I've spoken to, multi-millionaires, like, they're like, yeah, there's, up until that point, revenue is like the goal. After that point, money becomes the fuel source for you to reinvest and create bigger things and help more people at the end of the day. And then you lose attachment to the money. Not attachment, you know, you're grateful for it, of course, but you take care of it, but you're not doing it like just for the money anymore. And there's many times in our consultants that we've, you know, we're sacrificing profit margins on purpose so we can give more stuff to our clients, right? Like you guys know in the program, in the mentorship, we've gone from like one call with me to start with. Then I've said to my team, right now I want everyone in the mastermind mentorship to get a call every month without putting the price up. And then I want to add in mastermind event days like this one without putting the price up. And then now it's like, now you're going to start getting bi-weekly two one-on-one calls a month now. And I go to my team and I'm just like, you know, like, how can we do this? Like, how can we, and my team are going crazy, they're like, we can't afford to do this, like, we can't keep giving more and more, like, without charging more, like, where's the money, you know, where's the profit gonna come from? And I'm like, I don't know, guys, but figure it out, like, come up with a way. Don't tell me we can't do it, tell me how we could do it. If we really can't, then cool, fine, but tell me how we can do it. And then my team come back to me, because they get that my culture is like, do the best for the client, and we'll make money on the back end somewhere. Right, and they come back to me now and they're like, well, one of my coaches is like, well, we could do like, instead of 1 hour sessions, we could do half an hour, and then, you know, you can like pay us less for that then, but we can still give value to the client. And then another coach is like, we could also do it that they have to achieve the steps we outlined in the first call that month. And if they don't show us they've done the homework, they don't redeem the second call that month. So they're held accountable. And I'm like, cool, good ideas, guys. Do it, right? And that's the thing, if you have a culture like that in your business, then you can palm off these things to your team and they'll come back to you with like, you know, how we should do things. But if my culture, they didn't get my mindset that like, you know, give value, they'll come back to us at some point. They didn't get that. If they thought the culture was all about profits, they would have resistance to it and be like, no, we can't do it, it's stupid. And then I get frustrated because my team aren't believing the same core values that I believe in. You know, so that's going to be really important. And yeah, we'll touch on all these things over the day, but it's just to give you guys an overview that business is a lot more than just lead sales fulfillment. That's your coach's job. It's not your job though. You can get fully booked and busy, have a great full-time job doing that, but it's not going to build a business for you. Business is going to be lead generation, sales, fulfillment in terms of results and experience. There's going to be cash flow management, financial tracking, quarterly, annual projections, reinvestment, emotional intelligence, team leadership, systems management, understanding your larger ecosystem. You know, because obviously you can do everything right. You can do everything we tell you. You can be at 30% profits. You can have amazing cash flow. You can have all the systems dialed in. You can have amazing Facebook ads running. An amazing team that love being there. You can take 2 weeks off in the summer if you want, and then your gym burns down, or a recession hits. A recession is going to hit within the next 18 months. By the way, you should be prepared for that. Like I've seen in the UK, like someone can come and burn your gym down because they're a jealous competitor because you grew too fast, right? Or you get an illness in the family. Your mother gets you know. Any one of these things, you can do everything. And I just start my events off with doom and gloom. But I just want to give you guys a reality, right?
And if you're unlucky, you'll still be in the building at the same time.
Yeah, of course. Because